What's going on, everybody? Been away for a long time, and I wanted to do another stream. And I was in the Twitch before, but I wanted to go straight to YouTube because I'm always reposting over here. And I decided to do it again. Hopefully, all of this is working because I had to update a bunch of drivers and I'm doing all kinds of work and stuff, but I think I finally got it because it's letting me do it. So, if anybody is seeing this and something's going on that's weird on your end, let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. In the background, I have a really cool sound. It's called Peaceful Night in Lo-Fi City. 1980s lo-fi playlist to put you in a better mood. It says it's by Lofi or Lo-Fi. I don't know how they pronounce it actually. It's Lo-Fi if you go by proper pronunciation, I guess. It's Lo-Fi on the Rooftop. It's a YouTube channel. If you guys want to go and check it out and like and subscribe to them, I mean, they play some pretty cool stuff. It's what's in the background. It's what I listen to whenever I'm working, and I am working tonight. As the title, if you guys read the title coming into the stream, I am going to be talking about real estate, and I am going to be talking about my thoughts, not only about real estate, but of what I've been going through and what's happening at the moment, because it's been a while since I've done anything. And if you guys can see my channel, I'm Red Nez, the gaming realtor. I do real estate during the day and night and everywhere, all the time. And once in a while, I do gaming. I do like to game, but I guess I'm old because I shouldn't say that because there's some older people that are gaming now, and they're a good 10, 15 years older than I am. And I am at the end of this month turning 50. Big five, big 50, big 50. And I'm looking up here because that's where I have the OBS screen. Got the camera right in front of me right here for you guys. I got another screen on this side over here. I got it up on my budget at the moment, plus the YouTube channel. And then right under my camera, that's where I have my laptop. And I had bought this thing as a laptop because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take it everywhere. It's gonna be great. Now, this thing's a beast. This thing weighs like 30 pounds or something like that. 17 inches. It's a Alienware Area 51M R2. This thing's massive and it needs to be plugged in consistently. When it's just on battery, it'll last an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Excuse me, I got fuzz in my mouth. And then it shuts off. So, and the thing about these things is that it's got two power sources, and I'm assuming because I've read the specs and all that, but I don't remember this one. But I'm assuming one of the power sources is for the video card, the NVIDIA GeForce video card, and then the other one is for everything else. So, but like I said, this thing's massive, and I'm glad I got it. It's been for many years. It's been a dream for me to get an Alienware, and this was before the Area 51s came out. Now they got some other real slick ones that they've made, and And even though they seem more powerful, I still haven't found the need to upgrade this one. Um, I mean, it would be nice to do, some like a sound system here. So whenever it's just me doing real estate, and I would show you guys what I'm doing, but I kind of can't at the moment. This is a little bit on the um, how can I say it, non-disclosure side. So I can't disclose exactly what I'm doing, but I am doing real estate. And in what I'm doing here tonight, right now, is um, an investor had asked me to come up with, or help him come up with an idea for a certain property that they're looking to get. And with in that property, I should say, there's an existing house, a large garage behind the house, and a little retail shop to the east of it, or if you're looking at the house, to the left of it. And he's asked me if I can present him with an idea of what could possibly go there in this city, well, in this area. And it sits next to a university, like literally a block and a half, well, a block away the university campus starts, and then everything else from there. But um, he asked me to see if I can come up with something that can give him an idea of what he can possibly do in that area. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. What I'm doing is developing a plan. And before I bunny trail on that, I'm gonna finish this thought. I'm developing a plan to help him visualize what I'm talking about. And because this is a university, I looked at the area he was looking at, and what all is around there. And I thought to myself, what would be best in something like that? What would actually work that will benefit the area, and what he would need to build there? So what I thought is, because this is a pretty good sized property, the school is right there. There are some retail places further down, I'll say 4 city blocks to the east. Some real retail stuff to the north, and I think there was some stuff south of there, but not much. You know what I'm saying? So I thought to myself, what would be best for a place like that? And I will say this: not every real estate agent that you meet is creative. Yes, I'm saying I am creative. I have an art background. I have a graphic design degree. Blah blah blah, all this stuff. So I do have a more creative mind. So as a real estate agent, I offer a little bit more than the typical real estate agent. Actually, a lot more, because investors like this one that I'm talking about will come to me with their ideas, and even property owners will come to me with their ideas, and they'll say, "This is what I want to build," or "This is what I wish I could build. What do you think? With your real estate opinion." Well, because I have ADHD or ADD or whatever you want to call it when it comes to art, I have it in the form of I get an idea in my head, or somebody tells me their idea and it gets in my head, and I can't let it go until I actually either draw it, design it, or write it out and do it over and over and over again until it's to the point where I like it, which is not perfect, but it's perfect for me. Like for instance, with this, I could have just wrote out, "Hey, why don't you knock down all of the buildings that are on that property, clean up the trees and all that that are on the property to a certain extent, but not all the way, um, and build a 2 to 3 story um, building for student housing. And on the first floor, you would have retail, coffee shop on one side, and retail stores on the other side, and um, you know what I'm saying? Things that smaller local businesses can rent out, like again, a mom and pop coffee shop, um, a mom and pop, or a local a student that's doing fashion. They can rent out one of the little spaces, you know, and sell their clothing that they're designing, their artwork they're designing, or pottery, or homemade soaps, or whatever, anything like that. You know, somebody can go in there and rent out a space and make a little, uh, you know, a workshop space where people can come in and rent out little suites, and you know, just there's so many things that you can do. But I just didn't stop there and thinking that I can write this down and send it to them. I'm actually designing it. So I opened up Affinity Design, which is a free software that is, in my opinion, a whole lot better than Adobe Illustrator. Um, I like so far. I've been liking or loving all of Affinity's software, Affinity Photo, Affinity Design. There's like a whole package of them. So right now, what? Holy crap! I just looked at the weather. Tomorrow's going to be only 49. Today was 63. Ohio's just lost its mind. Either way. So instead of me going through and saying, you know what, let's do this and write it out in bullet points, I'm actually designing it, and I'm putting this thing together so that um, the investor and his team will have a visual of what I'm trying to talk about. But I'm not only just going to design this out, but I'm also going to write it out so I can explain what's going on here, so that there's a clear um, understanding of what I'm going for. Now, the property that they own is a commercial residential property, because it's got a house on it, and it's got a commercial building. So this is easy to really do this kind of idea, because you don't really have to do much with the technicalities of it, which means um, zoning or anything like that. Because all you have to do is just go in there and get the permits that will help with this design. And I think this will be a good idea, honestly, um, for them to do in this area, because it's a university area. It I'm trying to place a window at the moment. Da-da-da-dum. Yeah, it's in a university area. It is possibly a place where they need more student housing, because the so far of what I've seen of that university that sits there next to where this property is at, there is a lot of um, medical buildings. There's what is it, athletic health building that I think I seen, and so there's quite a bit of healthy kind of thing. So if we put something here to accommodate those things, I think this will be a home run for him and his investors, or you know, his partners. So now I'm going through and I have labeled here because I'm doing studio apartments, and in the studio apartments, there's an actual laundromat in the building for them, and there's also one, two, three, four, five. Oh, jeez. There's also five one-bedroom apartments that are not studios. Studios, if you don't know, studios are just if you sit inside a room, and in that room it's big, of course, not a small room, but a big, just one solid room, and you would have your kitchen and your bedroom in that room, and the only other room that would be separated from the overall box is your bathroom. Then that's a studio. Okay, your bedroom, your kitchen, all of that's in one, with your bathroom separated into its own little room. A one bedroom, two bedroom, three bedrooms, of course, is probably where you live at now. Um, and that is, all the rooms are separated by walls. Your bedroom is separated by a wall. Your living room will be separated by either walls or half walls, what they call knee walls. You know, they come up to like your hip. Excuse me. Your kitchen is separated by either knee walls or walls. Your laundry room, if you have a garage, all that stuff, all of those rooms are separated into their own. So that's a basic layout, one bedroom and on. And for a studio, the only room separated is the bathroom. So I have 6 studios. If you're just going, if the investor wants to go only 2 floors, and 5 one bedrooms. I gotta make sure that up here I can take this up to I don't think that's the one. No, that's not. Okay, so let me see. So I gotta open up here. Maybe this is the one. So what I'm doing is that I'm opening up a layer, and because I'm dropping a title into that. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so I need the toilet. So one of the things about when you're designing this stuff is, and I will put this in there later, is to let I didn't copy those over. It's to put a disclaimer in your artwork. If you're already a designer or an artist or anything like that, and you want to design buildings, but you don't want to go into the whole architect kind of a thing, you know what I'm saying? Then go to YouTube and learn the layouts of from architects, and how they measure this stuff. For me, I've done that as well, but what I've also done is I've learned how to get a property off of Google Earth, and see where all the property lines are, or the parcel lines are at for the property, and from there I see just how big or small, excuse me, the buildings are. Oh, excuse me. So I see how big or small the buildings are, and in comparison, that's how I design it to the property, and I make sure that I stay as close as possible to what the measurements are. But I put a disclaimer that this is just an artist rendering of a proposal of a development of a property or whatnot. That is literally what I do, because I want to make sure that uh, people who see this, or the clients that are getting this, understand that I don't have a degree in architecture, okay, or architectural design, because there is such a thing as a degree in architectural design. I want them to know I don't have that, but I do have artistic experience and know-how. And with that is how I am. I think I put it in the wrong one. With that is how I am doing these designs. Oh, I got on the right one. Okay, cool. And I'm able to give them a concept of what they are looking for, so that they can trust that once they have this, then their actual architects would be able to come in and take what I've designed and chuckle in their offices, or laugh at me in their offices, because you know the renderings might be off or whatever. But at least most of the work that they have to do is already done. And that's the point. That's the point for me, is that they don't have to charge the client ridiculous amounts of money um, for something that I've already helped them do. Because then at that point, they can just get this idea and put it into their system, and then go over it. Here's the walls, here's uh, like the toilet, the bathtub, the sinks, the kitchen. They'll know that my kitchen cabinets and all that are not to scale, so they're not gonna be worried too much about it. But I'm hoping that they will be thankful, because they won't have to go through all of the let's see what fits and what doesn't fit, what we can and cannot do. It's more of, okay, yeah, this is mostly there. Yeah, we gotta refine it, of course. We gotta tweak it so it could be um, feasible in the property. And then once they do that, then they just have to do all of their professional measurements and whatnot. But it's something that's successful for me, because then I get my designs out there, my ideas out there, and hopefully people like them. But like I said, because of my ADD or ADHD, whichever one, I find myself doing more work than what I have to do. And I have a lot of people, some that are friends and some that are just people I know, acquaintances, that always tell me, work smarter, not harder. Try not to invest so much time into what you're doing that you really lose track of not only your time but your worth. So I'm doing this here because the investors, they have requested this, are hopefully going to be purchasing some other buildings. Now, these are the things I can talk about. Like for instance, in downtown Dayton, Ohio, that is, because I didn't think there were more than just one Dayton, but apparently there's a bunch of Daytons. So, Dayton, Ohio, downtown Dayton, Ohio, has been changing a lot. We have almost $500 million worth of investments that have been happening in the past few years. Just for this year alone, we're going to have over $235 million worth of projects finishing. And I am hoping that the projects that I am helping investors do are going to be part of that. There is one building downtown that we are relabeling to be known as the Blank Book Building. It was known before as the Sims Building. That building is for sale for $1.9 million. And it's a 5-story building, and where the second through the 5th floor can be redone as apartments, residential units, about 20 to 22 of them. And then on the first floor right now is a bar called MJ's Bar and Lounge, MJ's Bar and Lounge. And it's a pretty popular bar. And so the tenant is already there. Okay, so there's income, right? There's income. So investors are happy to see that, because I see that there is an actual investment they're wanting to purchase that has an income to it. And then that helps their bottom line, because if they start rebuilding all of that stuff, they'll have an income through the first floor while they're putting in residentials up there. And meanwhile they're building the residentials, my job then at that point becomes, if of course the investors want me to do that, at this point I think they still do, my job then becomes to find like a property management company, and then out of that property management company they will start leasing out the spaces, and then I get a portion of that, as referral fees from it. So I mean, that's cool. So that's a project there that some investors are interested in purchasing and then developing. And in what I'm doing with this one project here is I have actually did the same thing as this, is I made a flyer, and where in that flyer I went and I did an architectural outline of the building and added things that could happen to it to attract the investor. And I'm glad I did, because that's what helped the current investor come on board. So sometimes hard work pays off, and sometimes I do too much work and it doesn't pay off. I did a similar renditions and stuff for another investor that was interested in a different property, and we spent months and months just refining everything, and they were in talks and purchasing and everything. Next thing you know, They backed out. And that's part of the game, of course, in real estate, but at the same time, it's very painful, um, to have uh, that kind of outcome happen, because you don't want to lose a project. You want it to close because that's a paycheck. And as a real estate agent, we don't get paid by the hour. Wish we would, you know, because at the moment right now it's 9/11 where I'm at here in Dayton, and if I would be getting paid by the hour, God, I would already have probably about 10 hours in already. Today is Saturday. I would have almost 10 hours in working in real estate, because not only do I do real estate here in my office, even though you see my Batman stuff everywhere, um, when I'm out doing, helping my wife on in Instacart, or if I'm doing Instacart myself, or I'm out shopping, or I'm out whatever, wherever. If a client calls, I have to answer. If an investor calls, I have to answer, because it's potential. It's a potential sale. It's a potential whatever. So I can't ignore him. But that's the name of the game. You have to invest your time. You have to invest your energy. You have to invest your experience, your know-how, and everything else that you have to make something work, so that you can then turn around and make, how can I say it? Help a seller sell their property, or help a buyer purchase a property, um, or help a developer um, develop their idea and and the project that they want to go in, and that's what it's all about. But the stress, of course, is huge. The stress is huge, because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about. And most people are like, well, you're a real estate agent and you're just a crook, and you're out there, you're asking all this money. So here's me to whoever sees this. If you're ever thinking that real estate agents are crooks and out for money, we're all out for money. Not us real estate agents. Everyone that's alive and on this earth right now of age to work, we're all out for money. Because money makes the world go round. Money pays our bills. Money puts a roof over our heads. Money puts clothes on our backs, put foods in our bellies, put shoes on our feet. Money helps take care of our families. Money helps us go to school. If you are 15, 16 years old, just starting a job, and you come across this, money helps you buy your own stuff, so that you don't bother your parents on whatever it is that you want, that they say no to. So you start working so you can buy it. And that's just the starting of the ginormous, painful cycle of money. But yes, there are crooked real estate agents. Yes, there are. Okay. I have a friend right now in the middle of a lawsuit that is going on 5 years. Okay. Because this guy, that other real estate agent, he stole a lot of money. Okay. So yes, there are crooked real estate agents, but not all real estate agents are crooked. Um, yeah, it's kind of like those other arguments. And the reason why I say that is, me for one, I spend hours and hours. Here I am designing, an idea for someone, and I spend hours and hours on designing, or putting together packages, flyers, um, putting together financial um, projections, for clients that may never buy anything or sell anything through me. And I do it anyway. And I do it with a smile, and I take care of them and all that. And then once the client backstabs me, then I cut ties. Sometimes. Because other times I'm looking at, you know, we're almost there. We're there, and they're kind of about to sell or buy or whatever. So I stick around, and you know, maybe there's a paycheck. But the reason why I'm saying this is this. Like I said before, I have a degree in graphic design and technical business. Okay. So if I apply my 30 years in the art and design industry, plus my degree, and I put that into my public relations experience, which spans about 42 years. Okay, I started very young in the public domain. Okay, so I add that experience into it, right? Then I became a real estate agent in 2017. So that's about 6.5 years ago. What, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's, yeah, almost 6.5 years since 2017 when I started till now. And you got to go to school through that in order to get licensed. So I'm a licensed realtor, not just a real estate agent, but realtor. So if I put all of those experiences together, I am just as the same level as you would find an attorney. Okay. Or if you're in the military, if you would find, I guess in the public side for Air Force, because my wife's a retired Air Force, I'll use that side. I would be like a GS-11. I don't know if there's any higher than that, or GS-12, I think it is, whatever. I would be way up there. In other words, I would be able to charge anywhere between $75 to about $105 an hour for everything that I do through my experience, my knowledge, my degrees, and my licensing. Okay, I put those four together, I can go between $75 to $105 an hour. So if I'm charging, let's go $90 an hour. If I charge $90 an hour and I work 8 hours that day, that's $720 in one day. And I worked, let's say, 5 days on that project. That's $3,600 that week. Okay? But remember, I said, us as realtors and some real estate agents, we work 7 days a week. And we work no less than 4 hours a day, because we're constantly checking our emails, constantly checking our documents to make sure that things have been signed, updating other documents, because if some documents got signed, then we have to start updating other documents, or research. If meanwhile we were out or doing anything, or sitting in the living room on a Saturday or on a Sunday with the wife or the kids, and we're watching a movie or whatever, and an investor calls and it takes us 2 hours. Let's just be a little bit more flexible. It takes us 1 hour to talk with them. You know what I'm saying? By the time it's all said and done, again, if you're doing $720 in a day, and we go 7 days, that's $5,040. $5,040  1 week, just 1 week alone. But these projects, whether it's selling a house or whether it's selling a commercial building, like your local Walmart or grocery store or clothing store, wherever you're at, the owners of that building are selling it. So it's up to us as real estate agents to help them sell it. And then it's up to the real estate agents on the other side to help a company find a store to buy. So both sides have to do all of that work. And it doesn't take just 2 or 3 days, 4 days. Oh, you guys got all the software and everything. And, so you got to, you can find this stuff quickly. So the 4 things that I told you about: experience, know-how, degree, and licensing. Those 4 things still don't include all of our actual expenses for our gas, for our office. Even though you see my private collection of stuff in here, this is still my office. This is where I do work from, where I stream, where work. All of this has expenses. So then I have to make sure that I charge my clients to be able to cover my expenses. If you don't understand business, you'll never understand what I'm saying. And if you want to understand what I'm saying and I'm not being too clear, look it up on Google on learning business, so you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to a school. You can learn it in YouTube. But so far, it's going to be backwards. Oh, maybe it isn't. 5,040 in 1 week. But remember, I told you I had a project that lasted over a year, almost a year and a half. Almost a year and a half. How much of a ticket would that be for me to charge? A year and a half. Working no less than 4 hours every day. Because that client was on the phone with me every day, or on an email every day, or text message every day. There was one form of contact or the other every single day, wanting to make sure, are we doing this? Is this what's happening? All that. Attorneys will charge you by the letter. Some attorneys charge you by the word. Some attorneys charge you by the sentence. Some attorneys charge you by the paragraph, and some others charge you by the page. And then there's others that charge you hourly. Some give you a flat rate, all this stuff, but you're still paying $100 plus. Okay, with a minimum of 2 hours, but then they're charging you $100 plus, $120, $130, $140 an hour for their services. What we're doing is, what I'm doing, I'll just personalize it to me, is I'm getting all of my expertise, everything that I have, my know-how, my experience, my licensing, and my degrees, and I'm putting all of that together to present that to you, to help you either find a place to purchase, whether it's commercial or whether it's residential, or I'm helping you to sell one of those. If I charge you by the hour, you wouldn't be able to afford me. And this industry would be overrun by crooked people, because yes, that would be the way to make a lot of money. But let me tell you something. We still have to do Instacart to make sure that we can eat the next day. Yeah, just because I'm a realtor doesn't mean that I'm rolling in the dough. I got all this money everywhere. No sorry, Bob. Not at all. When the checks come in, they do come in. But they go out just as quick because we have all of these bills that we're behind in, because we don't get paid every week. It's not a regular job where every week you're getting paid, every 2 weeks you're getting paid, or once a month you're getting paid. Unless you're in a demographic where there's a lot of people um, buying and selling houses, then you could probably have 1 or 2 sales a month. But I'm in commercial. So these are weeks after weeks after weeks of negotiating, talking back and forth with people. Um, yeah, letting people know, letting sellers know it's going to be all right. You're going to be able to profit from this. This is what's going to happen. Da da da. Letting the buyers or the tenants or whoever is on the other side know everything's going to be okay. This is how we can do it. Da, 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 da. Hours and hours and days, weeks and weeks. And then when it finally happens, yeah, it's a pretty nice paycheck. But it's not as much as it would have been if I was charging by the hour. Again, $5,040 for just 1 week. Now let's say the project went 9 weeks. Okay, it went 9 weeks, but I'm going to be fair and charge only 7 weeks. If I'm going hourly, again, I don't know if this is reversed for you guys, but if I'm going hourly, $35,280. 35,280 hours. If the project went 7 weeks. No, it went 9 weeks, but I only charged 7 weeks. Okay, now that 5,040. Okay, that 5,040 for the 1 week times 4, because 4 weeks in a month, right? That's 20,160 for 1 month. Now, let's go ahead and do it to how that project that I told you about that lasted almost a year and a half. Let's go ahead and do it to a year and 3 months, not the full year and a half, not the full, a year and 6 months. Let's do it a year and 3 months. So that's 1 month times 15 months. 15 months. Okay, 12 months in a year, and then 3 months after that, 15 months. Okay, if I would do hourly to what I know my worth is, because of, again, my experience, my know-how, my licensing and my degree, okay, I have all that. I can prove all that. Okay, with that, I know my worth, and I'm charging $90 an hour. And they have me working literally 7 days a week. And those 7 days a week times 15 months. This is how much I should be getting paid. $302,400. $302,400. That's what my actual worth is to do one commercial project if I'm charging hourly. But I'm not. And that project, let's put it this way, so I'm not gonna, so I won't forget this number, because these are my thoughts and I'm trying to get them out. Real estate and my thoughts. So with that project, the buyer was buying the property for $1,650,000. Okay, they agreed to pay me 6%. Okay, the seller agreed to give me 3. The buyer agreed to give me 3. All right. That's for, again, $1,650,000. 6%. There's people out there right now screaming, you shouldn't get 6% of all of that. How dare you? How dare you get 6%? That's $99,000. It's $99,000. Okay? After a year and 6 months, that doesn't include the fact that I have to pay fees out of that, the fact that I have to pay dues out of that, the fact that I have to split that with other agents. Okay, by the time that I'm going home with my commission, I have about $45,000 out of that. Of the $99,000, I'm walking home with $45,000. Most people are going to be like, well, you should be happy with that. Some people don't even make that in a year. Yeah, well, a year and a half later, none of this came in because the buyer walked away. So I didn't get a paycheck because I work on commission. So when the buyer walked away, so did my money. If I was charging by the hour, at the end of it, I would have had told them, you need to pay me $302,400 before you walk away, because I've charged you per hour, and it's not commission, it's per hour salary. Okay, so give me my money. But we don't work by hour. Most people go to a regular job, clock in, they work their 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is, then they clock out and go home. I don't clock in and I don't clock out. When they call, I'm working. When they don't call, I'm working. When a project's going, I'm working. When it's not going, I'm working. Why am I working when the project's not going? Because I'm trying to create another project somewhere so that I can get paid while this other project is in play. So you're, a friend of mine says you're constantly feeding the pipeline. You're feeding the pipeline. So then at some point at the other side, it starts coming out and paying. And I get it. I really do. But I just wish that everyone else that it's not a real estate agent would get the fact that the reason why we charge what we charge, percentage-wise, is because it's more fair to charge percentage than it is hourly wage. Contract us as hourly wage, couldn't afford it. You wouldn't be able to afford it because you would be paying more in our hourly wage than you would in buying your house or your commercial property. So, but at the same time, this is why there's that lawsuit from the National Association of Realtors, and why the NAR just buckled and said, yeah, okay, we'll pay you. The NAR is supposed to be like a union, and they're supposed to take care of their members. I'm a realtor. I'm a member of the NAR. Okay. And when they buckled on this lawsuit, they messed me up. Because even though I do commercial, from time to time I also do residential. And this may mess up if I'm trying to represent the buyer. Because the way things are going now, it may be that the buyer themselves are going to have to pay my 3% or 4% plus broker dues. Okay. And if they don't have that kind of money because they got all of their monies funded by a lender, which means their purchase price, their down payment, and their closing costs, and they got all of that funding through a lender, unless the lenders change their policies, they don't have any money to pay me. So if they don't have any money to pay me, I'm not going to work for free. Neither is any other agent. So then what they're going to do is like, we don't need you anyway. Let's go to an attorney. My attorney will do it. Well, the attorney's going to charge you even more because they're more expensive. And then the attorneys are known everywhere. to break up deals. Because if they're not going to get paid, then they're just going to shut the whole thing down. They're going to drag everything, and by the time they're done dragging their feet on everything, the lenders are like, we're out of time. You're no longer being funded. Well, let me see if I can. Enough of that, because that's kind of depressing. Let me see if I can switch over to what I'm doing over here. And window capture. All right, there you go. You guys should be able to see that. Well, I have some of that off of the screen, but that's all right. All right, so this is the idea that I'm getting at right now with for the client. As you can see, I have some stuff underneath it that I'm kind of utilizing. And so because I'm not an architect, like I said before, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give an idea, excuse me, to this investor. I'm trying to give them an idea that will help them be able to create something good in this neighborhood that will benefit not only the neighborhood itself, but also the university that sits right next to them. So I'm trying to come up with a way that yeah, I'm trying to come up with a way that this will. So you guys can't see that other side there, but where I'm at right now is I'm on my layers screen because I have to relabel some of the layers. So I can know what's what, and I can bring it in. Right here, see, can you guys see that? Can you not see that? Probably not. Because I'm moving, okay, so I'm moving, that's good, but I'm hoping, because there's no. Alright, so it's not going to show you that, so I'm just going to keep it where I had it. I try to move the layers over to so you can see how I'm doing it or what I'm doing. But I am not an expert when it comes to that yet. I'm still learning how to be able to do this. So now what I'm going to try to do here is change this so that this becomes a unit on this corner. That's a lot of space lost right there, isn't it? I think it was better where we had it. So this gives it 3 here. And then we can come here. And then do a window there. copy and paste a window here, copy and paste a window here, and then do another one here. And again, I'm not going to do windows or anything like that to scale. I'm just putting windows where I would feel they could benefit at, you know, and then it's up to the architect at that point to say, this is about the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Don't ever do this again. So I need to move this outer structure above there. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Because then what can happen is this would have to be something else. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm trying to do most of the design thinking. For the investor before he gets this. But I also have to be careful on how I design it, because there has to be an exit. Let me shut that bottom layer down. There has to be an exit. I think it's what is it, every 30 or 40 feet. There has to be a way to get out. So these units here would have this, but there would have to be a second exit because not all of these units would be able to come and get out of here to here. So there has to be another stairwell. So I'm going to my layers and then doing copy on the stairwell. And then I have to bring that stairwell and bring it over here. But then I got to think how this stairwell here works. But it wouldn't work this way because that's right in the middle of. It would have to. Okay, so it would have to work this way. The reason why is because not only do I have to think about, this is the second floor, so not only do I have to think about how the stairwells will function to bring people in and out, but I have to think about how they function from going floor to floor. So if this is the second floor, first floor, maybe that's not the way that it's supposed to be. Maybe this is supposed to be in here. Okay, so if this is first floor, second floor here, when I go ahead and shut the layer down for second floor, as you can see that blue highlighted box right here, that's telling me that's where the stairwell sits. So whatever I'm having here on this first floor cannot mess with this at all, because that's where the stairwell comes in and out from. So I have to think how that works. So if I turn this on again, then which way are they coming up to? You know, are they coming up through here? And then there's the, what do you call it? It should have just, well, no, a landing. Should it have one landing and then they go up again? It would have to be. It would have to be. So let's get in here and let's go ahead and fix this so that this guy would have to come to this side because this is there's a wall. See what I'm saying? And then this is a wall here because they're coming up through here. So I guess I should put a arrow. See this arrow here, and then we'll be able to come in with this and minimize this arrow. See that? And then do this like this, and then go here. I think I'm gonna fill this in. Fill it in with gray. Okay. So, but you're gonna, on the layers, I'm gonna have to put it on top of all the layers so it doesn't look all stupid. So now I know that this is coming up. Well, I still don't know. I don't know if this is going down or up. It really isn't clear. So let's make it clear. And that'll be up. So now, even though I am not an architect, whoever is the architect and sees this, they will see it and be like, oh, this is upward, so they come to this landing, and then they come up and they go up there. So it's up in a U right here. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Up in a U. Up in a U. And then they come over here. Cool, 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 cool. And again, none of these walls are perfect or anything like that because I'm not an architect. It's just a rendering to show the idea. Okay. So that's cool. That's great. I love it. It's amazing. But then I'm gonna have to do the same thing to these guys, and I'm gonna have to add it on the other stairwell as well, because we're gonna need to know which one's going up and which one's going down. So this is going up. I think. Or maybe this can go up here. And if I do stay quiet at some points, I do apologize. But again, my ADHD, some people would like for me to call it autism because it's on the spectrum, kicks in, and then I start really concentrating on the things that I'm doing, you know, and I lose concentration for that. And as soon as I lose concentration on it, then I forget what I'm saying or that I'm supposed to be saying something, and it just gets messy. So if I do this like this, okay, then that can give a downstairs hall let's see, copy that, and then if I then push this up over here, okay, so if I had the second floor and I highlight that like I did the other one, and then I close down that one, that lets me know that this is where the stairwell is at. So I would have to have a hallway here. Okay, I would have to have a hallway, because then I can also do this, turn it on and then fade it out so at least I can see it, but also lock it so I'm not messing anything up, because I have a tendency of doing that, start working on the wrong layers, you know, I get myself into trouble, because then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm like 1,500 steps ahead and I can't go back that far. So because this is for residential, so I am adding this entrance here. So this entrance, actually thinking again on the fact that this first floor will be commercial or retail. This space that's here would have to have an exit. You see what I'm saying? So this would have to be a door. So that would have to be a door, and I guess color-wise, I don't know what. I guess you can't see. It won't show you the colors, the pop-ups. I don't know why. But let's put the color of the door kind of purplish or violetish, magenta-ish. I won't have a outline for it. We'll do that. And I guess what we'll also do is that same stairwell. We have to unlock it, copy and paste it, but we have to bring it to the what? No. That's not the one I wanted to copy and paste in. I wanted the top one. See what I'm saying? Sometimes I do stuff and it's not the right stuff. So copy paste the one that's on that side and then bring that one over here. Okay, so now we have that. Okay, because now going between both floors, you can see that the one that's kind of faded, that's the second floor one, and the one that's darker, it's on this layer, which is the first floor. So now we know that there's that stairwell, and we're golden with that. so that when we're looking at the whole thing, the faded is the second floor, and then anything that's the first floor is darker. So I guess what we could do is, I'll finish, because I'm bunny trailing at the moment right now. This on the second floor I'm going to do later. Okay. But I think what I'm going to do for the first floor, I'm going to shut down the second floor because I don't want to see it. I am going to focus on the front. So I'm gonna make the walls black, because that's why I have it on the second floor. I think on the second floor I have them. No, I have the appliances and furniture, fixtures, and stuff like that black. I have the walls grayish. So what I am going to do is I'm going to extend this wall to about there or so. Just a little bit shorter, about right there. Okay, and then copy and paste that, because that's the easiest to try to keep the same width of wall. And connect that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that off over here. So I'm going to keep this guy. There. All right, so one of the things that I forgot to do, now that I'm doing this over here, is I try to add a wall, but I forgot that while adding that wall, I have this stairwell here. Okay, and there has to be, like I mentioned before, has to be an exit. All kinds of stupid stuff with the second floor again. Lock it. So this guy I would have to move over here because it's a wall for that. I'm gonna add, copy paste. And I understand why nobody comes and watches my videos, because my videos are boring as crap. I'm bored. I'm not bored. I love doing this stuff. I love doing real estate, and I love doing art. And when I can do both at the same time, I think it's cool, because I'm able to flex my artistic muscle, along with being able to do another passion, which is real estate. So what I'm doing now is I am adding this wall here, because it's got to be there has to be an exit. Okay, so you just can't put in stairwells anywhere, you know. And of course the architect will fix this on measurements and everything else, but you got to make sure that you're able to give what they call egress, which is a way in and out for people. And at this point in time, there was no egress for anyone. So we have now just given them egress. They're able to escape in case of a fire, so they're not like The Sims and just watching. My daughter used to do that with her Sim characters in that game. She used to pile them together and then... Oh, why isn't this... Oh, because this has to be... she used to pile them together in a room and have them become close to each other and start relationships and families and all that, and then turn the house on fire, but with no doors or windows, so they couldn't leave. Yeah, it's not funny, but it is. It is very funny. I am gonna have to put in a legend. If you don't know what a legend is, a legend will allow whoever sees this, allow them to have the knowledge, or let them know that, for example, and I'll fix this later. Doors. See that? That represents doors. First, actually, I should put first floor doors. The reason why I have to make that difference between a first floor doors and a second floor door, because if you look at the right here, see how my arrow is pointing to, all of these ones that have a line with a curved line, those are all doors on the second floor in the apartments, because they show how a door swings open. So I have to put one of those on the second floor legend, so that they can, people who see this can know that those are doors. Well, I mean, if they're looking at this, they would understand that. But if it's just bars like this, I think it's better. The blue are going to be windows. The magentas are going to be first floor doors. You know what I'm saying? So I have to also now come over here. Now I can use this stairwell, and then take this up here, close this down, and then put this over here. Where's the other stairwell? Okay. There you go. So now I have that also on the first floor. And what I could do now too is I can now establish, why are these faded? Well, they're not faded, they just look faded. Okay, so now I can shut down the second floor, so I don't have to see the second floor. It's being stupid. So the thought process with this is similar. I almost got it. I'm using the apartments upstairs to give me a visual of how big a certain section would be. And section meaning for retail. Okay, so that's for retail. How big the space is. This one up here would be the biggest retail space. And then this down here would be the next spaces, retail spaces. Now, I know, I think I'm going to add it in. And what I mean by adding it in is I think I'm going to have to add in an elevator. Crap. So that means that I'm going to have to extend this about that much. And then bring this guy down here, or actually extend this guy over, extend this guy down, and then bring this guy over to about here, like this. The reason why is because now we need skinny bar, and what I have seen in architectural designs, that when you go to do an elevator, they have always used these X's. But it's got to be, yeah, it's got to be square, right? Actually have to go there. I mean, you can have a rectangle style elevator, but this is small residential. And I'm only adding this because I don't know if the investor would want to do 2-story or 3-story. If they're going to do 3-story, they might need an elevator for handicap reasons. Easier to group them together and then carrying them around like that, because trying to, sometimes you can mess something up like I just did. I was trying to carry it with the wrong tool. So okay. So what's going to happen here is there's going to have to be a pretty big space. Let's go ahead and redo that. Go ahead and move this guy. Because this is going to have to be closed. It's an elevator, so it'd have to be closed because of the elevator shaft. So I'm going to close this over there. Oh, I had the shift button, so I was making it bigger than what it was supposed to be. Okay. And then put this wall over here. And give it another wall here. And again, the architects and all that will look at this and laugh at me, but I'd rather have it in here for them to at least see, you know what I'm saying, where something's at, than then after them coming back, it's like, well, did you think about an elevator? No, I didn't think about no stupid elevator. Why would I think, you know, but it's there. So that's a door. And then now I'm going to have to carry this guy and throw it into the second floor. Okay, let's group the first floor stuff. Rupee. First floor. All right, second floor, and then throw this guy over here like this. First floor. Yeah, so this is what I do. This is what I do when I get asked about, hey, can you give me ideas on, you know, what can we do with a certain project? This is what I do. I come up with the ideas of a certain project. Okay, so because I tend to take things overboard. I tend to do things, you know, tend to yeah. Oh wait. And when I take things too far, then I lose time, and because I'm putting more effort than what I should be doing, and people get upset with me. I should be charging for my time, but I love doing this stuff. I think it's cool. Yeah. So now I've and I could probably add another laundromat there because I have one here. And for those who know me, I'm wearing a beanie because my hair is crazy. And yes, I do have hair. There was a point in time where I didn't have hair. Now I do have hair. So I need to get a window. And take it downstairs. Put that up there. Go like this. Shut this down. So I took this window here because I'm gonna start off by doing the coffee house. detail over here can have a smaller window. I just I just realized this whole time. How long have I been sitting here with you guys just doing whatever it is that you guys are doing? I I warned you guys. I was just gonna be able to just zone out. How long? Was that like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes of me just doing this thing? I just started figuring things out that I completely forgot where I was at and what I was doing. Just completely. I mean, I started thinking, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea on how this is laying out. Maybe it needs more. And then I'm thinking, this side, the reason why I did this is because this side right here is an alley. So there's going to be cars going back and forth here. So you can have people trying to get from store to store to store in an alley. So we don't need these stores to be huge because these are not like big box stores or anything like that. They're like little town mom and pop, probably student stores that lease things out. So why not enclose this? So this is a walkway in here where we'll have, yeah, let's erase let's erase this door right here too. Not erase, but hide it and replace it with another window, because they would come in through here. Okay, and this right here would actually only have one door. Just a small hallway. It's about 48 inches wide, which is 4 feet wide. Okay, and yeah, so so with that, I'm up here thinking, well, I mean, let's enclose that so people can walk back and forth in this hallway here without being out here in this alley, and impeding traffic here. So we'll put a 48-inch or 4 foot wide hall here, and then small little, inside retail shops there. So people can still do their thing. But I got so distracted in making that happen that I forgot that I was streaming. The first time that I noticed that is when a friend of mine a long time ago, they told a person that I was with at the time that they found it cute, which didn't go over so well with that person I was with. That they found it cute that every time I was airbrushing, because I airbrush, as I was airbrushing, my mouth would get stuck in a certain position, or my hand would get stuck in a certain position, and I didn't notice that then until they say that. I didn't know that before that until they said that, and then since then, it's just I've been self-aware of me doing that, and I can't stand it. So, should I have a double door here? to go out here. No, no, they should be windows here. And instead, I should put this door here. Okay. And then this is a group, so I'm gonna have to shut one down. Okay. And then extend this window over to here. Got a little window so it's nice and bright. Cool. Okay, so you got the doors on either side. Windows on retail. Kind of like bring those in a little bit more. I'm not gonna go into a full, like I did with the apartments and where the furniture was at and all that. I think it's clear that you have to do that for the second floor, but it's not necessary in my mind to go into that kind of detail for the first floor, because it can be arranged in any which way possible. The one thing that I am noticing here, though, is this is for this the exit, stairwell, elevator. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put one there, but also I think I'm going to do an emergency exit there. Emergency exit there. This one's not going to be emergency because it can go out here. Because what I'm going to do is at the corner here, I'm going to do this number here, like this. Well, I'm gonna go like this, copy paste, shrink to there, and then push down to there, because I'm going to then do this number, join these two together, and then I'm going to make this fill-in color green. For a green space. A little darker green. Okay. For a green space. Then I'm going to do this number like this, but the fill for that is going to be a light gray. Maybe a lighter gray than that. Much lighter gray. Yeah, that. And then this guy is going to come all the way down here. Underneath this layer, which then these guys can go all the way down to there. And the reason why is because this will be green space here. Okay, I'll move this legend. What is legend down here? So at least I'll have it. Okay. So this would be green space. This would be the walkway. So now I'm gonna have to extend the walkway. So I'm gonna have to redo it now, right? Because I can't cut this because it's not rasterized. Right? It's not rasterized. See, because it cuts the whole thing. Come on. I guess I can erase it. That does give me a mask, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and shrink this guy to about... Oh, you made me cut it now? Seriously? See, I'm still learning. I am still learning. So then I'm just going to extend this guy over here. So this is green space right here. And the reason why green space is because for first floor people coming down here, they can hang out here, picnics and whatnot. I'm pretty sure some of the trees that are already on the property will probably stay on the property. And back here can be parking. Coffee shop, you can have some outdoor patio in your coffee shop right here. Just saying. Let's go ahead and save it. One of the other things that I think I should do is probably should do some no, not with that. I think I should do it with the pen. No. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to give each room a floor to distinguish the space from one another. Okay, so similar to how it was on the second floor, it should be done also down here. You see that? So that each space can be distinguished from one another on what it is. So hopefully there isn't a question on, you know, what goes with what. And I've seen this be done with many renderings of retail spaces and apartment spaces, because again, it helps to visually scan a design and know, okay, these are all the same color, so they're all one bedrooms. These are all the same color, so they're all studios. These are all the same color, and these are all retail spaces. So it helps to quickly identify what you're looking at, and you want that. You want that to happen with whoever's looking at your designs, because you don't want them to be confused. You want as minimal questions as possible. Even though questions are good, you want it minimal. Maybe what was your inspiration for this, or what made you think of? It's too close to that. That's close to it. There you go. What made you think of making it look this way, or making it function this other way? And I can be doing all of this and then it turn out that, thanks for all your trouble, but this sucks. It can turn to that, but I have the files and everything, and I can say, hey, this is what I did for a client. If you want something like this, let me know. If you don't want something like this, then on Farm Yarn. Whoever knows that. Let's make it reddish. Yeah. Cool. So, and maybe a little lighter. Or of a different color. Sometimes it's good to know the numbers for the colors, because you could just type them in and then it turns into that color. I might just have to do it gray, like the sidewalk, because that's just ignorant the way that looks. Just red is not good. It just doesn't translate good into understanding what the crap is going on. Alright, so And the thing about it is, this is the first floor. It was very easy to do. Retail. And I think I'm going to have to do the doors black, so you can at least be able to see them. Because, yeah, bless it. You can't tell with that color, you know. Sometimes you can't be artsy with this. Gotta be plain and simple. Just plain and simple. Plain and simple. No confusion, there's no nothing. This is what it is. You know, go suck a lemon. When they're not side by side, you can't do groups. I hate that. I wish you can select like multiple objects and color them all in, fill them in. But you can't do that in this. You can't do that in Photoshop or Illustrator. But as long as you can still go around and get it done, it's alright. It's just would be nice to be able to do it quicker. And you got shortcuts for everything else, why not for that too? Okay, so now I'm doing this text. First floor, windows. Oop. Windows. Okay. Back out here. Alright, so go over here, cut and paste this, go here. Green space. Cool. So we have first floor done. Gotta label first floor, please. Thank you. Okay. So now that I have this like this done, I can save it, which I've been saving this whole time, but now I can export it. And I'm going to export it as a PNG, a ping, because then that gives me the ability of all that other stuff around it to be clear in just this. Do that. So I'm going to export it over to, well, you guys can't see the windows, but I'm going to my real estate, folder, going to where the investors at. Oh, wait. Okay, cool. Gotta name it. Okay. So actually, before I do that, because all of those go into the first floor, I gotta then get all of this in here like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and save it. First floor's out. Second floor. Still haven't decided anything about here, but what I want to do though is to come in like this. And then do this color. Lo-fi on the rooftop. Give these guys a little bit softer. No, that's too much gray. Nope. Yeah, I like that. Do that. One bed. $560. Okay, and then we can get that. Come over here like this. There. Extend this over like that. Pretty easy, you know, so you don't have to keep redrawing everything. I think I'm going to then do this. And then I'm going to come over here to the laundry. And then do this with the laundry. And then I'm going to copy this guy and this guy over here, because these will not be, this will not be a table. This. And then this. So now what I've done is that I've created a laundry room for one for each space. One for each space. See that? What happened to this wall? Where's that wall? Why isn't that wall there? And I stopped talking again. Alright, well, you know what I'm going to do? I've been at this for a very long time, and I think I'm going to cut it here because my brain keeps shutting down as I'm doing this. So whoever sees this, whenever they see it, I do apologize for all these dead spaces, because I start getting into these things and I go nuts. So I'm gonna end it here. I thank you guys for whoever watches this, whenever you watch this. I thank you for trying to watch it. If you made it this far, you're a trooper. And I hope that you can give me a like, a subscribe, and send me a message and a thumbs up or something. I don't know. I don't care. Do whatever it is. I'm gonna continue to finish this up here so I can at least have it and send it to them tomorrow in an email in my idea, and then I'll try to get something done. I'll try to continue to do more of these streams as we go along, but I've been at this for over 2 hours. Holy crap. So yeah, if you did stop by, thank you. I appreciate it. So I will see all of you later, and yeah, have a good one. See ya.